Hello, this is 8th grade exam 2009. Right, so let us look into this one first. Here we can combine like terms such as 14a and then 4a. So we're subtracting 4a from 14a, we will end up getting 10a, but we have adding 5a. So essentially what we end up doing is 14 minus 4 plus 5, and we'll end up getting 15a, but we have to subtract 3, which is essentially equal to 12. Okay, that becomes our final answer. Now here comes the second one. These are parallel, and then we want to find out the value of x. Now we realize that 68 degrees is corresponding right over here to this angle. So therefore, 68 plus x must be 180. By subtracting 68 from each side, we'll end up getting x as 112 degrees. So choice B would be our answer. Alright. Which line segment represents the hypotenuse on right triangle ABC? We're looking at this triangle right over here. So from here, we're looking at right over there. Now, hypotenuse is always the opposite from the right angle. As you can see, right, that would be the opposite. So therefore, the line segment would be AC. Now here, when we multiply two numbers with the same base, we will end up adding the exponents. So we end up getting 10 to the third plus negative 7, which we end up getting 10 to the negative fourth power. So this would be our answer. How about here? As you can see, since x is corresponding to this angle, when you add up, once again, we will end up getting 180. So x plus 125 would have been equal to 180. Now, as you subtract 125 from each side, we will end up getting x being equal to 55. So, therefore, choice B would have been our answer. All right, how about this one? One thing that which we can do is we can distribute 2 to both terms. So therefore, we will end up getting 12 plus 4x is equal to 8x. And just subtract 4x from each side, we'll end up getting 12 equals 4x. And of course, next thing which we're going to do is dividing it by 4, so that we could have x by itself would have been equal to 3. So therefore, choice C would have been our answer. Now, here, degrees and minutes. Which statement could this describe the situation John graphed? Now, temperature of the frozen pizza cooking in the oven increases 5 degrees every minute. So when we have gone over 5 minutes, you will realize that it raised temperature by 100. That means 100 in 5 minutes, which will in fact becomes 20 degrees every minute. So therefore, we end up getting choice D as our answer. Now here, AB is equal to 10 centimeters, and AC is equal to 8. Now we are looking for BC, well, we put that as X. Then using the Pythagorean theorem correctly, 10 must be equal to C here. 10 squared is equal to 8 squared plus x squared. Then here we have 100 equals 64 plus x squared. By subtracting 64 from each side, x squared would be equal to 36. Then uh, when we take the square root on both sides, we will realize that x must be equal to 6. Technically, x can be positive or negative, but since we're looking at the dimension of the triangle, in this case, only positive value would work. Hence, choice 3 would be our answer. Here we have parallel lines and transversal. Now, which two angles must be congruent to? Angle 4. Angle 4 is this one. Then, of course, angle 4 is congruent to angle 7 right here because they are vertical angles. Or angle 2 because they're corresponding angles. Or angle 5 because that is vertical angle to angle 2. So any one of these three would have been our answer. So let's look at our choices. 2 and 7 right over here. Choice 3, C would have been our answer, therefore. Here, once again, we will distribute 3x right to both of them. And we'll end up getting 3 times 9 becomes 27. And x times x becomes x squared. Y times y becomes y squared. Now, when 3 is multiplied to 14, we will end up getting 42. Now, x times x becomes x squared. But there isn't any y, so we're just going to drag down y by itself here. Therefore, our final answer will be this, which is choice D. Now, here we have a decreasing graph and starting from some particular value. Now, height of a child from age 10 to 15, usually as the child grows, height will also get bigger, so that wouldn't be it. Volume of the balloon as it is being filled with air, and as it is being filled with air, volume will increase, not decrease. So how about amount of gasoline in the car tank during a 5-hour trip? Oh, okay. It may make sense because as you drive, the gas will decrease. So therefore, the answer will be choice C. Alright, the cost of Cynthia's dinner is this much, and she leaves a tip that's 15% of the original cost of the dinner. What is the best estimate? Since we're looking for estimate, then let's try to look at it. Here, 15. So we're looking at $15 and 15%. All right, so let's go for multiply that by 15 over 100. And 15 times 15, we will realize it to be 225 over 100. This one is approximately equal to $2. So therefore, best answer will be choice B. Now, which measures the same angle? 1 and 6. 1 is right here, 6 is right here. Of course, 1 is smaller than 6, therefore it wouldn't be it. 1 and 7, likewise. 2 and 7, on the other hand, 2 and 7 will have the same measure of the angle because 2 is equal to 3, and then 3 and 7 are corresponding. So, therefore, C would have been our answer. Alright, next, number 14. Now here, plus 6, that means we are looking at something that's more, and then dividing it by 2 talks about a half. So 2 more than, oh, that's not what we're talking about. 6 more than half of the number. Oh, that sounds about right. Half of the number, 6 more than, okay. Number 15. Which pair must be congruent? Oh, I see that right away, the vertical angles. Angle 1 and angle 3 seems to be congruent. Therefore, choice A would be our answer. The fact that we have 3 and cube plus 6m squared is being divided by 3m. That means this 3m has to divide this and this. So when this one divides 3m cubed, we will end up having m, because 3 cancels out, square will be left. But on the other hand, when 3 divides 6, we still have 2, and m squared divided by m, we will have m left. So therefore, our answer will be choice B. Now here, angle 1 is 113. Then we want to find that angle 4. Likewise, before let's call this one as x. Then we get 180 minus 113, which would have been equal to x. So once you do this operation, we'll end up getting 67. Therefore, 67 degrees will be our answer. All right. Now, 1 centimeter is 10 kilometers. So if this one were to be, since I don't have the ruler, I cannot say, but let us assume that when you measure it from here to here, it was about 7 centimeters. If this one was 7 centimeters, then our answer would have been 70 kilometers. If it had to be 9, then of course it would have been 90 kilometers, depending on how long this one was. You just have to measure it straight from here to here. Alright, now let's look at this question. So Alyssa pays 50 cents per hour to park her car at the museum, which graph correctly shows the relationship between hours and then now. Technically, the graph doesn't go any one of these. None of them would be actually correct. It was a mistake by the state, but something that best describe the value would have been this. 50 cents per hour, that means every 2 hours it will cost $1. Every 2 hours it will cost $1. So choice D would have been the best answer here. Now, RVU is 110. As you can see, the measure of angle X, in fact, these are vertical angles, so therefore they will be equal to each other. Choice C would have been our answer. Here, once again, this value will divide this one and this one and this one all together. So 3, so we end up getting simply x, but x to the 6th power divided by x squared. That means we are left with x to the 4th. Now, plus 9 divided by 3, get you 3, and difference is 2, so we have x squared. Here minus 2, because 6 divided by 3, and since their exponents are the same, so we're just going to leave it like this. Therefore, our answer is choice A. Now, so 1 centimeter was equal to 75 miles, then the same measures, and then 5 centimeter was the given. Then we could have 1 over 75. There was a ratio. Now then, when it's 5, what's happening? Let's call it as x. So when you cross multiply, then we end up getting x equals 5 times 75. So once you do 5 times 75, then our answer will be 375. Now here, what is the sum of the measure of angle 1 and 2? In fact, 1 is same as this angle, which is same as this angle. So in fact, 1 and 2 are the same measures. The fact that this is 80 degrees, then 1 will be 180 minus 80 degrees, which will be equal to 100. Since we have 2 of those, our final answer will be choice D would be our answer. Here, once again, to find the value of x, we have 180 minus 75. Basically becomes 105, becomes our final answer. Now, 1 centimeter is equivalent to 30 miles. Okay. But we realize that they're 12 centimeters. Basically, this is exactly the same question as the other one. They've been giving you the same questions over and over again, I guess. So we have 1 is corresponding to 30 miles. And then 12 centimeters for x. So therefore, we're just going to cross multiply them. Then x will be equal to 30 times 12, which will be equal to 360 miles. Right here, choice C. Now, which angle is the right angle? We see right angle to be C over F. Now, C might be right here, B, C, D. B, C, D, therefore, A will be our answer. Now, once again, to find out the value of x, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. Since 17 is the hypotenuse, we're going to have 17 squared is equal to 15 squared plus x squared. Then here we realize 289 is equal to 225 plus x squared. When you subtract 225 from both sides, we are left with x squared, which is equal to 64. Therefore, x must be equal to 8. That becomes our answer. Alright. What is the measure of x? Same question. Quite interesting. 180 minus 71. That will be the value of x. So once again, we get to realize this in 3.09 degrees. Alright, the next one. We realize that angle 1 is same as angle 3 since these are corresponding angles. Then it makes the measure of angle 1 plus 135 would have been equal to 180. Therefore, when you subtract 135, we'll end up getting measure of angle 1 is equal to 45. Therefore, it will be 45 degrees. How do you determine the angle? We can simply write down, since angle 1 is corresponding to angle 3, we can say that angle 3 and 135 degrees, the angle are supplementary. Therefore, we will be able to write the equation right, that can be our answer. Now, let us move on. Here we have on the line above, write a function rule that shows a relationship between x and y. Now, here you can see that this one is keep on decreasing by 3, while this one is increasing by 1. Then slope simply becomes this change of y over change of x, meaning negative 3 over positive 1, which is equal to negative 3. That is equal to the slope of y equals mx plus b format. See? So this negative 3 will go into the place of m. Now then, we need to find out what b is. One way which we can do is simply plug in one of these values here. Or you can just continue here and subtract 3 from 5, then we would have gotten 2. You see, when x equals 0, that is the value of y-intercept. So our final answer will be y equals negative 3x plus 2. Now, this person buys a book that costs $12.50. Sales tax was 8%. What is the total cost of the book? Now, that means 12.50. Multiply that by 8%. That means 8 over 100. Now, once you do this one, 8 times 12.5 will be in fact equal to 100 over 100, which is equal to 1. That's amount of tax. The original 1250, then we end up getting 1250 plus 1, which ends up getting 13. 1350. That's how much money we will be costing. Alright, next. Here we have to distribute 3 to both sides, then we end up getting 3p plus 18 will be equal to 5p plus 4. So as you subtract 4 from both sides and subtract 3p, then you end up getting 2p, which is equal to 14. And divide by 2, we'll end up getting p is equal to 7. So 7 will be our answer. And check your answer here, okay. So we're just going to plug 7 in place of p. So 3 times 7 plus 6 is equal to 5 times 7 plus 4. So here we have 3 times 13. Here we have 35 plus 4. But 3 times 13 is equal to 39, and this one will also equal to 39. So there it goes. Alright, so we have, this one has been reflected about the y-axis. For the reflection, label A. Okay, y-axis, that simply means this value will be reflected about this line and go right over here. Meaning the distance from the line of reflection to the point is the same. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be equal to B. This is A prime and B prime. Now, but if you want to use the rule, when you have x comma y being reflected by the y-axis, the rule is simply x being negated while y stays the same. You can also use this rule. If you had to do that, then d would have been, instead of having positive 4, we will have d at negative 4. Here c, instead of positive 10, we will have it on negative 10. There it goes. This is d prime, c prime. Then our final answer will become okay, there it goes. That can be our image of this reflected about x-axis. Now explain how you will determine the location of B. We can write it as when a coordinate point is reflected about y-axis, only x value will be negated. Therefore, E originally was at 7 comma 2 will be math on 2 b prime, which is negative 7 comma 2. Okay, that can be your answer. Now here we have our measure of angle U. Now you will realize that angle U is same as angle Q. See by the corresponding angles, same question all over again. So we have 180 is equal to 134 plus, let's call this one as x, and this will be also x. Therefore, when you subtract 134, we'll end up getting x being equal to 46. Therefore, it'll be 46 degrees. How you would have determined your answer? It will be same as before. Angle U and angle Q are congruent since they are corresponding angles. Then we realize that angle Q is supplementary to the given angle with a value of 134 degrees. Therefore, we were able to set up the equation used above. Alright? Next question. Alright, so write an equation that can be used to represent the relationship between x and y in your table. Now, complete the table below to create a pattern that shows the linear relationship. When they say linear, we're talking about y equals mx plus b. Now, that means as x increases by 1, y also has to be increasing by a certain amount. So maybe let's start it off with maybe 5. And we'll just make them increase or decrease, it doesn't really matter, by 2. Then we're going to get something like this. How about that? Then, since this side is increasing by 2, while this one is increasing by 1, then we're going to have y equals 2x plus b. Now we still need to find out what b is. In this case, one thing that which we can do is we can plug in any one of these points. Let me plug in 1 and 5. That means 5 is y value times 2 when x equals 1 plus b. Then we get 5 equals 2 plus b. By subtracting 2 from each side, b will be equal to 3. Then we realize that the equation is y equals 2x plus b. Alright, there it goes. Oops. I meant plus, not b, plus 3. Alright, and this one is divided by this one. So we have 28, a to the 11th, and b to the 7th, over 4, a to the 3rd, b. Now when you divide, what will happen is that 28 and then 4 cancels out to become 7. Here, same base, therefore you subtract, hence getting a to the 8th power. Here, when there's nothing, b to the 1 is hidden, so 7 minus 1 becomes b to the 6th power. That becomes our final answer. wants to buy phone card long distance, so he can buy 200 mini card for $10 or 300 mini cards for $12. Which card is better value now? Uh, Basically, better value will be per minute. It has to cost less. Then one thing which we can do is this: we can simply divide 10 by 200. Then once you try to do this one versus the other one is 12 divided by 300. When you try to do this one, you will realize that I can divide by 2, then we get 5 over 100. That means it takes $5 for every 100 minutes. Here, this one, when you divide by 3, top and bottom, we get $4 for every $100, every 100 minutes. So therefore, it seems that this must be the better value right here. So the card, the 300 minute card for $12 is the better value. All right, wrote down the answer. Here, in this case, we have to remember that this negative sign will affect 2x, but also negative 1. So if you rewrite it, you get 3x squared plus 4x minus 3. And we have minus 2x. Negative negative becomes plus 1. And our final answer will be 3x squared, because there's nothing else, but 4x and 2x will be combined together, becomes plus 2x. Negative 3 plus 1 becomes negative. Therefore, that becomes our final answer. Alright, we are almost at the end. Here, angle 1 is 100. Wow, they give you the same question over and over again. And first one is angle 3 congruent to angle 1? The answer is no, because they are supplementary, and then when one angle is 80, this one would have been 100, this one would be 80. To make that 180 degrees. So explain how you would determine your answer. If it is not congruent, give the correct value. Oh, I guess we just did. Since I just write it right over here, or right over here. Since angle 1 and 3 form a line in a linear pair, they are supplementary to each other. Therefore, their sum is 180. Then we get the measure of angle 3 to be 80 degrees. Alright. Okay, number 40 here we have, on the line below, explain the reason the graph does not pass through the origin in the situation you described here by the graph shown below. Okay. This gallons and then going up, maybe this can maybe the graph, among many examples above, show or maybe can show the amount of water in a tank. As it is being filled with more water with initial amount that is not equal to 0. Now, so therefore, as you can see here, just keeps on going on. Now, explain the reasoning after the origin. If the tank was not empty initially, the graph would have started at a positive value. Therefore, it wouldn't pass through the origin. Alright, so that's basically what we can say. Let us go for the next question here. Since this is 43 degrees, this is also 43 degrees because they're vertical angles. Okay. Since both of the given angles are vertical angles to each other, their measures are equal to each other. Alright, that's it. Now, let us move on to the next question, number 42. Here, we are trying to 6 units down and 4 units to the right. So let's try looking into this one. 6 units to the right. So from -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means we're going to get right over here. And then, oh, I'm sorry, 6 units. 6 units to the 4 units to the right, 6 units down. So we have from 7, we're going to go all the way down to 1, and we're going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be B prime. How about A? A started from 10, then 7, so it's going to go down 6, but I'm going to go over, actually it started from 9. We're going to go over by 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, right over here. That will be A prime. C will go down by 6 units, so 2, 4, 6, but over 4 units, right over here. C prime. D will be also once again 2, 4, 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be D prime. When you connect them, you're getting the answer that looks like this. Just fix this as another. Okay, something like that. That would have been our answer. Now, plans to create a double prime, b double prime by translating this one 2 units up and then 8 units to the right. So 2 units up. So therefore, each one will be here 2 units to the up and 8 units to the right. So we will have D will be in fact actually, oops, from 3 you're going to go 4 all the way up to 11. This will be B double prime. 2 units to the up, 8 units to the right, so we're going to get 3. That's A double prime. And then C will be 2 units to the up, and then up to 9. C double prime, these 2 units up, and then 8 units, so it's going to be 5. D double prime. So then we have, let me use the blue, so we will have okay, there it goes. That becomes our final answer. What will be the coordinate of 8 double prime? So we realize that to be 3 comma 3. All right. Here, she needs, Melinda next has to give, as gift, she needs 2 days to complete each hat. Now, on the grid below, create a line graph that shows the relationship between the number of days it takes and then number of hats takes to make the hats and the number of hats she completes. Now, that means if this one is the number of hats right here, and here number of days. So this is a 0, 0. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. And here it becomes 2, 4, 6, 8, and so forth and so on. Since it takes her 2 days to complete one hat, it means 2 days to complete one hat, another 2 days to complete one more hat, another 2 days to complete one more hat, so forth and so on. Like this, we just have to connect all of them like this. Now then you will realize how many hats will Melinda make in 14 days. You will realize that when it's 14 days, we're talking about right over here, which corresponds to 7. 7 hats. That'll be our answer. Alright, number 44. We have 2 more questions to go. So she simplified this one in this way. Okay, 2 times 5 becomes 10, that's okay. X to the negative 1 and x to the 3. Oh, and in fact, instead of adding those two exponents, she multiplied, I guess. 4 and 2, same thing here. Did Leona simplify the expression correctly? The answer is no. Leonora didn't simplify the expression correctly. She should add the exponent when 2 numbers are multiplied, but she multiplied the exponent rather than adding. Now, that's what you would have done. So therefore, correct answer here would have been, obviously, 10 x, and then when you add up -1 and 3 becomes x squared, and then 4 and 2 becomes y plus 6 power. That would have been the correct answer. What answer will Leona get if she correctly simplifies the expression below? So 4 divided by 2 becomes 2. Once again, difference in exponent is 1. Here we get y to the 4th power. That becomes our final answer. Alright, so let's try to look into this one. 4 will be distributing, so 4x plus 20 is equal to x plus 8. Now by subtracting x from both sides and subtracting 20, in that way we get to separate x in the numbers. Chances are we have 3x is equal to -12. Therefore x must be equal to -4. Now to check, what we'll be doing is this: 4 times -4 plus 5 is equal to -4 plus 8. Now on the right side, we realize that that's equal to 4. Here, 4 times 1, which is equal to 4. And 4 is equal to 4, therefore it checks out. Alright, with that, we've finished 2009